Luke, it's MVNO time.
It is.
Let's talk about another one.
Okay.
There are probably 20, 30 or so MVNOs out there.
Yep.
And they're all different sizes.
Yep.
They don't compete with the likes of Verizon, but they may work with Verizon.
Yeah.
Same thing for AT&T, T-Mobile, different players.
Mm-hmm.
MVNOs are a pretty compelling thing for some people.
Yeah.
Or for the right person. There's something that I feel like an educated person or somebody who doesn't really need a lot of help, doesn't need a lot of kind of like, you don't need to go to the store and have the guy explain things to you.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, self-starters, or you can read through a website and kind of get the help you need.
Yeah. If you're not really looking for that personal customer experience, these are a great option because they usually tend to be cheaper. With most of the time, the trade-off is devices, and there is some service trade-off because they use the tower and network of the big four, that you could have potential congestion or loss of quality in your coverage because you aren't an actual customer of somebody like AT&T or T-Mobile or Verizon. So, but other than that, they're a great option. And there's, like you said, there's a lot of them. Yeah. So with this series, what we're trying to do is break each one down and kind of give you an overview of, hey, here's, the 7 maybe common things that you think about when you're looking for a service provider. And here are the things for this actual one to help you make those decisions.
One of the things that as we set these up, I thought about using as one of the questions, but it doesn't make sense anymore because the answer is always yes, is can I use my phone number?
Yeah.
Keep my phone number. So that's a kind of a hang up for people. So that's kind of like, this is 7 things you should know plus 1.
Yeah.
But yes, you can keep your phone number if you're, on the fence of like, I want to try them out, but I don't want to lose.
It's very common for your phone number to travel with you across multiple carriers. Before it was a little harder, years ago. And then every once in a while you can run into, maybe a less than trustworthy representative that will say, no, you can't take your number.
I can get you a better deal if we start you with a new number.
Right. And that's, none of that is true. So,
I've got one for us today.
Okay.
I'll talk to you about Visible.
Yeah.
So I'll let you ask the questions and I've got the answers today.
Okay. So let's start off at the top. What network does Visible use?
Visible uses Verizon.
Okay.
So this is a company that's been around just for really a handful of years now. But they are
just now visible.
Yeah. Boo. Get out of here with that. Visible is the carrier uses Verizon's network. And as I know some of the other questions we'll get into here, but so if you have Verizon now and you kind of have an idea of where your coverage is, it should be pretty much the same as a Visible subscriber.
Yeah. Do they offer a retail store experience?
They do not. Okay. This is one that is an online only kind of virtual storefront experience. This is one that you don't have, you won't find a kiosk anywhere in any stores. It's not going to be, it's not going to be in a strip mall or anything like that. Like this is truly an online only experience.
Okay.
Which don't let that deter you.
No,
because,
not at all.
There's plenty of documentation and support, chat, and things like that. Yeah. So if you have questions,
for the most part, Amazon is an online only experience too.
This is true.
So, can you use your existing device?
Yes, you can. So with it being Verizon, that's one of those things where I don't know if it's compatible. I've got a GSM phone or an unlocked phone. There's a tool on their website you can go to and put in the IMEI or serial number to check the compatibility.
Okay.
But the short answer is yes, you can use your existing device.
Okay. How about give us just a little overview of the rate plans that Visible offers?
So that's kind of a trick question.
Okay.
It is a rate plan.
Ooh, one plan.
There's one plan.
Yeah.
And it's actually a pretty compelling plan.
Okay.
The plan is $40 a month.
Yeah.
And that includes unlimited data,
Mm-hmm.
unlimited messages, and minutes. So that's unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data.
Okay.
So that also gives you calls to Canada and Mexico.
Oh, wow.
It also gives you hotspot usage that gets you up to 5 megabits per second.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it also has, it also has 24/7 support. So yeah, if you go to their website, you see under plans, it actually says plan.
Check out our plan.
Yep. So when you go through and look at it, it just kind of gives you the stuff that goes with it.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that you might want to keep in mind is because it is one plan,
Mm-hmm.
the data is unlimited, it's the high speed,
Mhm.
but MVNOs, and this isn't exclusive to Visible, but sometimes you'll run into a situation where in times of network congestion or busy times, New Year's Eve, everybody wants to text or send photos or things. That time, sometimes you run into like, wow, I can't get a message to go out.
Sure.
Verizon and the tier 1 players will have kind of first pick at the data.
Sure.
And then it's kind of slowed a little bit for the other players. So that may be something that you experience. Then again, you may not experience it all.
Right.
So for some people, your high-speed internet is always high speed to you.
Yeah.
And if you have a lot of Wi-Fi, if you live kind of connected all the time, that's a non-starter.
Right.
So if you've got unlimited talk and unlimited text, $40 a month for a rate plan.
Yeah.
And that's, per person. That is not, after signing up 3, it's $40.
That's not bad at all.
And I've got some more information for you
so,
after that.
I mean, that's right into the next question. What kind of deals do they have?
So they have an interesting thing called Party Pay.
Ah.
And that lets you create kind of like a shared account.
Like a family plan, kind of?
Similar to a family plan, but you can do it with you and I.
Mm-hmm.
So if we were both on Visible, we can do a Party Pay. And we have one account, but you have your bill, I have my bill. But by doing that, it drops it down $5 a month.
Nice.
So you would drop down $5 a month. You can actually get down to as low as $25 per month.
By having enough people in that party?
Yeah.
Huh.
And it isn't just family members. You don't have
it's just
to
anybody.
You don't have to. Yeah. You could actually
make it.
Go to their website,
Uh-huh.
and there are you can do subreddit or search online
for other party members
to invite people. So they actually encourage that.
Yeah, because you still have your own bill.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're on a party plan with some stranger.
Mm-hmm.
There's a worry that are they going to be able to see my usage? Are they going to be able to change my plan? No.
Yeah.
It's still your plan.
It is your plan.
Yeah.
So they also have a thing with save when you bring a friend.
Mm-hmm.
You bring a friend, you get a month of service for $5.
That's cool.
So you get a month of $5 wireless, unlimited data
Mm-hmm.
for you and a friend. So you get $5 for your first month, and I get my next month for $5.
And you could just keep doing that every month?
Yeah.
Theoretically?
On their website, it says bring 12 friends and earn 12 months of service for just $5.
That's pretty awesome.
So as long as you keep bringing somebody once a month,
yeah.
they get their first bill for $5, and I get my bill for $5, and then I'll bring somebody else. And then if I'm putting you on Party Pay plans,
Yeah.
so you're not even going into a $40. You might go into $30 after that for your unlimited talk, text, and data.
I mean, that sounds very compelling.
Right. Exactly. It's really hard to kind of compete with that if you start.
Yeah.
I think the trick is for people to just kind of go, I didn't know it existed.
Yeah.
Or I see it, but I don't know anything about it.
Well, I think a lot of maybe the stigma of an MVNO or these kind of carriers is they're not as good.
Sure.
And I think that used to be the case, and a lot of times these used to be maybe the prepaid option.
Yeah.
But now it's many times a just another shell of a bigger company.
Yeah.
Or it's a provider that has set up a deal with, T-Mobile, and they're just offering just the same service for a cheaper rate.
Yep. And that's truly what it is.
Yeah.
And you might get into some smaller things where you're like, well, I like to call internationally to certain countries or text. There are some fine print things that come with MVNOs, and you'll see that if you look at Visible's website. You can find, everything you want on Visible.com. So it's, definitely, if you are a Verizon subscriber and you're tired of your bill, you've got one or two people, or you're thinking about, you're moving out and you're like, I'm ready to get my own cell phone plan. I have a phone already. I bought it outright, or it's unlocked. If you bought a Pixel 6 that's unlocked, it's going to work. Yeah. It's compatible. So you can go to Visible's website, plug in your serial number to find out if it's compatible. And you can start out, $40 a month, or literally get down to $5 a month.
That's crazy. And the other benefit of MVNOs, if it's something that for certain people, is a lot of times if you have your own device, these aren't requiring a credit check.
Yeah, no credit check.
You just sign
low
up for the
activation
service.
fees, no long-term contracts.
Right.
It's just try it out. Doesn't work, take your number back to where you were.
Doesn't matter. Okay, so just a couple more questions. Do they offer 5G service?
They do.
Okay.
This relies on Verizon's network coverage, so they do have nationwide 5G.
Nice. And then do they offer phones that you can purchase if I don't have a phone to bring with me?
You can.
Okay.
And their selection is getting better all the time.
Yeah.
And it includes today a lot of the top tier devices from all the players. So
nice.
If you, if you're familiar with Samsung, Apple, I'm not even sure what all models they have on there, but you can go under their website and see all phones. They also have wearables too. So if you're thinking about getting like an Apple Watch or something else, they have a bunch of things on there. So you can see the S22 Ultra is already on there.
Yeah.
That phone is pretty much still kind of like a pre-order kind of as we record this.
Right.
And then you've got Google Pixel 6 on there.
Yep.
All your Apple phones, high-end Motorola phone.
Yeah. So they have something for everybody.
Yeah. It's definitely one of those things where I don't have Verizon, but if I was a Verizon subscriber, and even as what I am now, this is, as I go through these kind of,
I know,
really make me want to consider it.
Yeah, you look at your rate plan and you're like, what am I really getting for this amount of money that I couldn't get at one of these other providers?
Sure. And that's one other thing to kind of tie a bow around this whole thing. Bigger players are going to sometimes lump in things like, 1 year of Paramount Plus, or Netflix on us, or Apple TV, some cloud storage for photos or files. Those are things you're going to get that, come with the extra, but you're going to kind of pay for that by going to those other carriers. So you might be used to having this. You might have to pull out your Netflix to start paying that separately. But when you look at what you're paying as a whole, it might definitely be worth checking out.
Yeah. So that's Visible. All right. Thanks, Scott.
You got it. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of the podcast.
Thanks for listening.
We appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, feedback, concerns, comments, anything, shoot us an email at podcast@AndroidGuys.com. We'd love to hear from you one way or the other. Luke, if someone wants to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
I am on Instagram and Twitter at Luke Gaul, Gaul.
And I'm on Instagram at Scott Webster and Twitter as SWebster77. Until next time, thanks for listening.
See ya.